To say that I'm a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is an understatement. Hi guys, welcome to the show. Guys, I absolutely love turtles. This quartet of humanoid turtles trained by their mentor Splinter in the art of ninjutsu was such a huge important part of my childhood. Playmates toys gave me the ability to roleplay my favourite scenes as a child, albeit with action figures that looked nothing like those seen on the TV screen. But now, in adult life, I have these perfect animated turtle replicas, more akin to posable statues than actual toys. I mean honestly, do parents actually buy NECA products for their children, and if so, what do you do when breakages occur? Anyway, here I have my NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, aka Hero Turtles here in the UK. You know, because the word ninja was too violent. Guys, I love these things. They are perfect, for me at least, and bring me so much joy every time I enter this room. Growing up, I loved watching the 1987 cartoon, and these little chunks of moulded plastic are the perfect representation of that memory now put into action figure form. Don't get me wrong, I will always have nostalgia for the vintage Playmates line, and I do actually have a collection of those from childhood here too, but for me, these NECA figurines knock it out the park. These really do capture my childhood. And so with that, let me show you guys around. We'll start with an overview of the diorama. As you can see, the top section here is the NECA Street View set that NECA released a few years back, and beneath it is the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sewer playset, repainted by my dear wife to better match the overall tone of the display. Here is what it looked like originally, and again here it is now. I am so thankful for my wife for doing this for me. She really does have a flair for detail, and she knocked this out the park. So let's jump into the figures. We'll begin with the four turtles themselves, Leo, Donnie, Raph and Mikey. Now for those of you who are familiar with the line, you'll notice that these are the darker coloured turtles, and that's because they are from the original exclusive set sold at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2017. I was extremely lucky to have a friend attend the show and grab me a set of these to bring back home in their suitcase. Now at the time, because of this, I couldn't keep the box, only the figures and accessories would fit in his case, and I was absolutely devastated. I mean, the artwork on the box was beautiful, and it really was a display piece in and of itself. Fortunately for me, less than a year later, I found a UK seller listing an empty box on eBay for only £30, so I grabbed it. Bam! Here it is. Next up, we have the menacing Shredder and his robotic Foot Clan army. Funny, but also very clever that they would decide to make the foot soldiers robots within the animated series, at least that way the turtles could actually use their weapons on them without the censorship nuts going crazy. And yes, these two, along with the Krang, came in that same San Diego set. I mean, this thing was absolutely incredible. So with the San Diego set pushed aside, the rest of these figures I cannot show you in release order because I genuinely do not remember for the life of me which order they came out in. But with that in mind, let's keep moving. Next, we have Casey Jones, released as part of a 2-pack with a battle-damaged foot soldier. At the same time as this release, we also got an April O'Neil, who was also sold with a damaged foot soldier too. Completing this top level of the diorama, we have multiple non-NECA Mousers, although I do have a handful of NECA ones that I bought recently, and Slash, a villainous turtle who was originally mutated by Bebop and Rocksteady to complete tasks ordered to them by Shredder. Moving down, we have a Triceraton soldier, as well as the fearsome Leatherhead who has caught himself a mutated cat, April O'Neil. Baxter the Fly floats above, and Leo and Mikey do battle with Bebop and Rocksteady as a pizza monster prepares to pounce. Let's just pump the brakes right there and pause for a minute, because these pizza monsters are definitely xenomorphs, right? How did they get away with this copyright? Granted, I do kinda get it, it's a parody. Moving down another level, we have the mutated Vernon in rat form, and this is actually one of three, yes, three Vernon figures within this collection. Next, we have Raphael, as seen before, taking on the roadkill Rodneys as Ace Duck flies by. We end this level of the display with the android Krang, a figure I always wanted but never had as a kid. Moving beneath ground now and entering the sewers, we begin with the Rat King, followed by a stand-in for Fugitoid and Metalhead, both classic robot characters from the show. Now at the time of recording this, there is actually a Mirage version of Fugitoid which I would love to buy, however I am holding out just in case they make an animated version and it gives me a little bit of choice. Across from the robots we have a personal favourite of mine, the Punk Frogs, which were released in double packs very much like the Turtles when they were released for the second time as part of the line. Stepping down and getting deeper into the sewer depths, we have the Mutagen Man, a very fun and unique toy design. We then have Mondo Gecko and his friend Kerma chilling out after a skate, and Master Splinter relaxing with a good book. This brings us down to the final level of the diorama, where we can see my second Vernon action figure being attacked by baby pizza monsters as Chrome Dome takes on Mama. Across from that we have Usagi posing strong as more foot soldiers creep into the scene. Outside of the diorama we have Muckman and Joe Eyeball along with Granitor, and on the opposite side we have Trax, Irma and 2 more Triceratons. So that's it for the main diorama, but that's not all my animated figures. As well as these I have Hamato Yoshi, Splinter in his human form, along with Baxter Stockman and Bebop and Rocksteady, also before their mutations. And finally I have my third Vernon and the character of Burn, which I hope to include in their own new studio diorama real soon. So with all that brings us to my latest acquisition, the accessory pack, or most notably the baby turtles. So what is in the pack and where will I use it? First off we have Big Mac, which is pretty cool. It's basically an additional figure to pose and display, and I'm sure we can find him a home in the diorama. Next we have a TV with interchangeable displays, and I've opted to use the Ace Duck one, as on the TV show this was actually the only time that we ever saw him, and it makes a lot of sense. Although I have to admit I am very tempted to include a custom of my own branding for this channel. What do you think? Continuing we have a turtle backpack, a mouser, a pizza in box, a cheese painting, a new head for the human Baxter, Rocksteady's helmet, something I'm really excited about, game console, a VHS tape, a blowtorch, a ray gun, a turtle tracker and pizza monsters. And then of course we have the 4 baby turtles, along with their tiny weapons which unfortunately they cannot house in their belts, but that's okay. So let's see what we'll use and what we'll store. Let's begin with Rocksteady's helmet, an absolute must. This thing looks awesome and really elevates the figure. I'm so glad they found a way to get this to us. Next we can include the new pizza monsters with the under attack Vernon, that looks great. Mac can make his way down the ramp past Chrome Dome and the Mama Pizza Monster. The cheese painting can go up with the Rat King, and the Mouser with Baxter and his other robots. And so that leaves the turtles. Pretty much everything else will go into storage. Originally I intended to stand the baby turtles just along Splinter, but now having seen the TV and game console I really want to find a way to incorporate it all. Can I fit it in the diorama, or will it have to be its own separate display? I don't know, I think it works. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles diorama display, and hopefully it gave you some ideas for your own. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and until next time, I'll see you in another life. Take care.